We're back, bitches.
Surprise, bitch. Bet you've seen The Last of Us.
Oh my goodness, how appropriate.
We're never really gone. We just sit here.
No, never. We did not record for, I think, 4 months.
I think we recorded last, like, in January.
It was either January or February.
Was it that long ago?
Let's
I don't
see.
even remember.
American Horror Story wasn't even announced, and that felt like about 3 years ago.
It was January.
Oh my gosh.
4 months ago, man.
To be fair, there hasn't been a lot to talk about.
No, there really hasn't.
All right, so before we get derailed, as we do, good evening. This is the second episode of Mistresses of Mayhem, Steve Buscemi, Electric Boogaloo. That went sit for a minute.
Oh,
We're so proud of ourselves.
We are. I'm
joined by my two lovely co-hosts, soon to be 3, as soon as she gets off the monorail.
Melody went drinking.
Yeah, we wanted this to be the first ever Universal podcast recorded on a monorail, but that...
she had to
go through security.
You know?
So sad.
Get that Disney frisk. Sorry. But I am joined by Darcy and Connie tonight.
Hello.
Yes, that's good. Say hello to the nice people who aren't watching. It's fine.
Hello, nice people. Thank you for coming back to visit us. We are the Mistresses of Mayhem. Here in our coffins.
I'm perpetually in a coffin. I don't know what you're talking about. This is one of the only theme park podcasts that probably is going to bring up Volcano Bay and Pandora and Mission Breakout at a minimum. We are trying very hard to stay
air quotes
trying times.
What even are those things you just said?
I don't even know. It can't be real.
They aren't, don't worry. They're just illusions.
Yeah. I mean, real talk. What are we gonna do at Bill and Ted this year?
Oh, good.
Oh.
That's gonna be fun.
Pandora's Secret.
The question is, how many people are going to show up with
fan,
those damn tails?
But
since Disney's mass marketing them.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope all of them.
I hope
everyone gets a tail.
About it, they just all have them. We've adapted to our new overlords.
I want all the pictures of people standing next to Bill and Ted wearing the sex tails. That's what I want.
Oh yeah.
That's what Connie requires.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make the obligatory dumb. I can't strap-ons. I needed that.
Mm-hmm.
You were a robot for a second there.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I was interrupted by someone who lives in my house, but no one needs to know that. It's fine.
Okay. As long as you're fine, we're fine.
So on the agenda, talked about that.
You're going out again.
You know how that is.
You're cutting out again. This is wild.
Sorry,
Lady Luck, are you there?
Sorry. This is really... My dad just brought... I was like, do I accept the food?
Yes, eat while you podcast. We're friends here.
That's a professional thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, American Horror Story, talking about that, talking about The Shining, and some other various rumors and stuff that have been pretty pervasive through the weeks of nothing.
Twitters. Can't forget the weird ass Twitter accounts that popped up.
Oh, the several weird ass Twitter accounts.
Some of it weirder than others.
Yeah. I mean, I was personally
Walking Dead Lazy River.
I guess we can, while we wait for Melody, I can disclose my encounter with the Twitter demon today.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Which I mean is public, but like still. So if any of you have been following me on any social media where I talk about horror nights at all, you know that I love the Voodoo Queen like so much.
Yes.
Like, I think the actress was just terrific, and she had all kinds of potential. I think the Human Sacrifice show is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the Twitter demon with the shoulder pads and the whatnots.
Ifrit. His
Yeah,
name is
that
Ifrit,
guy.
I think.
I don't want to
Ifrit.
say it for fear of sounding ridiculous. Mentioned like some sort of like queen that was silenced, and I kind of tweeted like in jest back at him. I was like, "Oh my god, if it's the Voodoo Queen, I'm gonna lose my mind." And he was like, "Consider your mind lost." And I was like, "What?" Now, obviously, this is not an official source, and anything he says we take with a grain of salt.
I don't think he's even said ever that this has to do with Halloween Horror Nights.
He could just be like talking about his next fanfic or something. Next Halloween Horror Nights fanfic.
He makes personal home videos. Really good ones.
Pretty much.
This could just be about his haunt in his backyard.
Yeah, it could be his backyard. Absolutely.
With the Kill Bill reference.
Well, it was the bride.
Yeah, yes.
And I was like, okay, this is probably, again, I'm like the queen of reaching in our Twitter chat. Like, I just reach all the time. And my reach was that it was La Llorona, because that was the only thing I could think of that was vaguely of a bridal persuasion.
Oh, speaking of reaching, I thought of this really weird thing. What if, okay, this is very far out there, but you know when he was trying to get us to think of like females' names, and then he spelt Carrie like the town?
Yeah.
In one of those tweets, my thought was like, what if he meant a different kind of Carrie? What if he meant Carrie Ellis, the guy from Princess Bride? Because he was in Saw. What if they're doing Saw this year?
Oh, Carrie Ewells is in Saw.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce his last name.
I only found out a couple of months ago, so don't feel too bad.
But like, that's an actual horror thing.
That is a thing.
Kill Bill.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, by the way, Darcy fucking called it. Darcy figured out the Perry, Ohio thing before any of us even thought about it.
Yep.
I was thinking, like, I was trying to figure out, okay, because I also, if you followed me at any point, you know I love Cindy Kane, and I think she should be an icon.
Mm-hmm.
Like an official one. And he's been tweeting about Cindy, so I was desperately trying to find a way to make it about her.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Just take anything we can get.
Yeah. I will take any and all Cindy content.
Absolutely. Like, I wasn't even mad. Like, there were some, like, purist kind of people that were like, oh my god, they gave her a chainsaw at 25. And I was like, who didn't they give a chainsaw to at 25?
Yeah, exactly. They gave La Llorona a chainsaw.
They gave Lady Luck a chainsaw.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone, you get a chainsaw. You get a chainsaw. You all get chainsaws.
Oh, the Oprah of chainsaws.
Wait, since Jack was icon that year, can we call Jack? Can we like Jack the Clown, the Oprah of chainsaws?
Yeah.
Reading that. He doesn't want to go tweet that.
Well, because like, okay, and on the Queen thing, people were talking about the Terror Queen, and I'm like, you know, I mean, it would be cool, but like,
but
that's in every 15 years.
Yeah, she won't be back until 30.
If at all.
If at all. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was such
you know how much marketing loves her. Cough, cough, storyteller.
Oh, God. That makes me crazy because I'm doing in marketing in college, and I'm like, how could you not figure out a way to sell a badass biker?
Market this badass demon biker that demands blood. I mean, come on. That sounds way better.
With her cool, like, bone motorcycle.
Yes.
So good. But yeah, that was another thing people were kind of throwing around, and I would be like, I mean, it would be cool to see her again any and ever, but like, I don't see them pulling it out before 30, just because they've already set it in stone that it's every 15 years.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of other people
prep for it.
because 30 is kind of the next big anniversary year.
Yeah.
I know there are people who are going to fight for Adaru. There are people who are going to fight for Jack.
Not Adaru. He's every 20 years. Adaru's every 20 years, so he won't be back until probably 40.
Oh, is that like in the mythology?
Well then, we're safe from
Horror
the
Nights
man.
60 is going to be lit when both of them are supposed to come around.
We'll all be able to drink. Just kidding.
God. No, we have to. We're gonna be old enough at age.
We're all going to be in our little motorized wheelchair.
PCV conga line is gonna be real.
We'll be like, back in my day, these houses didn't have all these newfangled holograms. We walked these houses with our own feet. This wasn't a moving walkway in a.
I'm killing the snow. Oh my god. So
don't die, Darcy. You'll be okay.
I'm probably gonna let's knock out American Horror Story because we all know how Mel feels about that, and she's probably not very impartial. So
Yeah.
No.
all right. So announced what seems like forever ago, but not really. American Horror Story, Coven, Asylum, and Roanoke are gonna be at the event.
Yes.
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 Um,
You're right.
that is correct. My favorite season of the show is Coven. So I'm really excited.
You're gonna have the time of your life.
I hope so. But also, Asylum is gonna be the best like spooky aesthetic for it.
I wonder.
And I'm still
I wonder how much alien they're gonna put in that.
that is because to me the alien plotline, I mean, no spoilers, but spoilers. The alien plotline never got resolved in Asylum and honestly never made a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
And to me,
Yes.
I feel like all of the like scares don't rely on the aliens.
No.
I never found those parts as scary as like the bloody face stuff or the, the actual asylum things happening.
Mm-hmm. True.
So I can see them not doing that.
We can.
And honestly,
I hope so.
I mean, I would be cool with it. I think we should. I love the sci-fi horror. Like
yeah.
I'm all down for aliens, but
Especially if it's like alien.
yeah, that's the alien.
It's one of 2 houses in my entire Horror Nights career to ever actually genuinely scare me. So I am
awesome. I honestly attributed my fear of Alien to the Great Movie Ride at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, yeah.
I was about maybe 7 or 8 when I rode that ride for the first time, and I was on the side of the ride vehicle that is
oh boy
that pops out of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I was inside of my dad's shirt, like I had like pulled it over my head to get away.
I thought you were gonna say that you like were inside of the alien. I was like, whoa.
That, I mean, honestly, if anything, the alien would be inside of me. So that I still get kind of tingly when I see a xenomorph,
Yeah.
Letting my southern out, I get a little tingly. So yeah, I'm all down for that. A couple of the things I would love to see in this house, and feel free to chime in and comment. For Roanoke, my biggest kind of thing that really set me on edge for that season, I don't think it's a very scary season of the show.
Yeah.
But I really want to see the raining teeth scene. And I don't know how they would do it, but I would love it if it rained teeth in the house. I mean, if they have to use screens, TM, and audio.
with the Z.
Screens with the Z and the TM, yeah. I mean, if that's the way it's got to be, that's the way it's got to be.
I just want that scene. I don't know if it's from Asylum or Coven because I don't watch the show, but the one where Sarah Paulson's in the car flipping someone off. That's all I want. That's all I want.
That'd be so great.
I want.
That would be the dream job. Flip off people in a haunted house.
Continually flip off people in a Horror Nights house.
I would like to walk beneath the house, like in both Asylum and Roanoke. There's like walkways and tunnels beneath buildings.
Oh yeah.
And some creepy stuff happens in there. I want some Evan Peters up. Actually, Evan Peters is in those walkways in both of those seasons as well.
Yes, he is.
Make old Mott man Evan Peters into young alien man Evan Peters.
Oh my gosh. Mothman Evan Peters was actually another one of the biggest things that I wanted to see. That was like something that really genuinely kind of got me in the new season of the show. So, for Coven, obviously, I would love to see the torture chamber in Minotaur for Madame Lalaurie. Especially because that's gonna be lit.
Mm-hmm.
And for Asylum, I didn't write anything down. That's I probably meant to and forgot. I'm gonna say Asylum. I would love to see any of the crazy nun stuff.
Yeah, the crazy nun stuff was pretty good. I would like guests to have to stick their hand through that door.
Ooh,
like
that
in the very first.
Yeah. The Adam Levine with his arm ripped off bit.
Yeah, it wouldn't work because we have so many harms to go through. We can't all lose our arms. Like, Universal would get in so much trouble with all the dismemberment. But I think that'd be really fun.
I actually just thought of something that's way too elaborate for them to do, but to do like a plant thing where like the person in front of you in line is a plant who gets their arm ripped off.
Yes, that would be really fun. Yeah, it wouldn't work because it would only be like one in 100 people would see that scare.
Right.
But it would be fun. It would be very fun if they caught you. Yeah.
Because I heard they did that for The Purge. I never got confirmation.
They didn't have them in the houses, but they did plant people in line every so often that would go out of the line to try and cut and would be dragged away.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I kind of meant in that respect. But that would be really awesome. This isn't like a character in the show, but one of the title cards for Asylum was like the all-white nun with like the black bleeding eyes. I think that is such a cool image and would love to see that.
It makes me so sad that all those title cards never get used in any of the seasons. It makes me very sad. They look very cool.
Yeah, sometimes I think the title sequences are scarier than like what's going on in the show.
Yeah.
Coven's will get weird though because it's vaguely KKK.
Yeah, we should. I mean, like, okay, so Madame Lalaurie did like straight up torture black people, so there's like a white.
That's something I was really looking at, especially with The Shining, because one of the biggest scares in that movie is the bathtub lady who is naked.
Oh, boy.
I'm like, how? And I was like, how are we gonna do some of these, like, especially with Asylum, which has a lot of like weird, sexy stuff, and Coven, like, how are we gonna like manage that?
Very carefully.
Very carefully.
With pasty.
Like, honest to God, I was amazed we even got the Rubber Man.
Yeah.
Just for, people being idiots.
People are idiots, it's fine. You just have to live through it. It's fine. The bathtub scene wouldn't be too hard. We just have to not see the woman a lot.
That's true.
She would just be in a bathtub, which I hope they include that, because if they don't, I will scream and yell and shout and let it all out. Say, oh.
I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but I have a lot of questions about how The Shining is going to work in regards to so many.
They're going to grow an actual hedge maze, and the entire house will just be the maze.
Perfect.
Honestly, added like
Rat Run.
Cool. That was such a weird thing. Oh my God.
Vintage Horror Nights.
Vintage Horror Nights, the rat race, the rat run.
Rat Run.
Yeah. I remember reading about that. Like, I had a whole summer where I just went through the HHN vault with all of the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember reading about that, and I'm like, Jack wasn't even an icon, and they still had to shoehorn him in.
That's the entire existence of Jack, honestly.
Yeah, from 10 onwards, we're never going to get rid of him.
No, he's so popular.
Seriously, I've actually attempted to write a fanfic at one point. They just keep trying to kill him, and he just keeps inexplicably surviving.
He's
They bury him alive, and they turn around, and he's right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, guy, get in the grave. And he was like, I was there and I hated it. I came back.
Honestly.
Back in the box. I swear. Yeah. I don't know. I know Mel really wants to talk about The Shining because that's one of her favorite movies.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm sure she has a lot to say about it.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. That's not even, she's gonna say lots of words.
Yes.
All of them good.
Not sure how coherent they're going to be, but
we'll take it.
I'm
sure they'll be entertaining regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to bring up a note that I've been doing my digging and my research. A lot of people have been talking about whether or not we're going to see the actual characters in the maze. For LA, John Murdy did confirm that Jack is going to appear at least in theirs. So I will assume that we can get that here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, it was a question whether we'd see the 3 characters who are in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're not mentioned anywhere in the press release or something.
Oh.
Especially because we had such a time tiptoeing around the rights for this.
Yeah.
There was a solid couple of weeks where they should have announced it and they didn't. I thought it was dead.
Stephen King hates people using his stuff. He hates the Kubrick version. And I'm quite frankly worried about our possibility of getting the rights for any of his other work in the future.
But that makes me question if there aren't any characters, how will their scares happen?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to end up with tragedy like The Walking Dead houses, where it's just zombies. That's
it's The Shining with just zombies.
I mean,
it's all bathtub women.
It certainly wouldn't be.
You're right.
It certainly wouldn't be any worse than This Is the End 3D.
Take a shot. We mentioned This Is the End.
Take a shot.
Take a shot.
I will never forgive John Murdy for thinking that was a good decision.
I will never forgive him
Murdy.
for the Black Sabbath house because I love Black Sabbath and I thought it was terrible.
There's a lot of things I won't ever forgive.
Melody!
The trash has arrived.
Yeah!
He joined us just in time to hate on John Murdy.
All right. So we've already got some stuff on American Horror Story out of the way. Thoughts, feelings, tidbits.
Let's go. Like that's my thoughts and feelings. Like
let's go.
Do this. I'm ready. I'm making assumptions about where I will be. By the way, everybody listening, all one of you, I have been recast. And it could just be wild assumptions, but apparently my 20-year-old ass is a dead ringer for 65-year-old Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
Specifically the ass. No other part of me resembles Kathy Bates.
No, but that ass though.
Pretty excited. Sorry, the radio was on.
You're terrifying.
So, I don't know. I'm very excited for American Horror Story. I'm actually on my way to an American Horror Story sleepover where we're going to start watching the seasons that'll be in this year's house.
You freaks.
So, yeah, I mean, it should be great. It's going to be good. I've heard really good things about certain people who have shifted their focus in the behind-the-scenes areas of Horror Nights from where they normally are to American Horror Story as a pet project, which is good to know because, like, I like the idea that the best house in Horror Nights history is in good hands. Trying to think of any other thoughts. I hope the guy that plays the Minotaur is really hot and not gay.
I was about to ask. We all we're picking like.
This is not an anti-gay thing, by the way.
Well, no, it's just because I'm a woman and I want a man who likes women.
It's
nothing. What I'm saying is that so many extremely attractive men in entertainment in Orlando are how do I put this gently? Flaming homosexuals. And as fabulous and wonderful as they are, and they literally give me a reason to live, they don't want this. I mean, the straight guys don't want this either, but especially the gay guys don't want this.
Lord. Is there any scene you're really looking forward to seeing and or participating in?
Maybe Lollery and the Minotaur?
Do one per season.
No, I'm okay. That's actually a big question. There are a lot of things I'm really hotly anticipating. I very much think that the chainsaw zombie scene from Coven will make it into the house because Horror Nights are sluts for chainsaws.
And for zombies.
Last year, there's only of the seasons that were featured in AHS last year, only one of them had a chainsaw. And that was Freak Show. And it was one of the, I'm not going to say less memorable, but I guess one of the less iconic scenes, and they still jammed it in there because they were just like, dang, we need this chainsaw stuff in here immediately. So I envision that will make it because they're sluts for chainsaws. I think, let's see, what else? Oh, I'm very excited to see the main hall in Coven, like the main room with the staircase and everything, the white room.
Yeah.
Ooh, same. I was thinking that for Asylum. I want to see that staircase.
Staircases in general, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah,
staircases.
Staircases. I have one friend. He like basically gets off to walls at Horror Nights. He'll just like drag his hand across the walls, and he loves the walls. That's like the staircases. I'm like, ooh, daddy.
I'm that way with lighting fixtures at Disney. I love their lighting.
Yeah, same.
Oh God, I'm not the only hoe for light fixtures.
I really like the light. And I love. Hey, how about you shut up? Okay, you work in a library. Get out of here.
Fuck you.
Okay, other things. I hope that Roanoke is really dirty and gross, and I've heard one incredibly intense rumor about it that I'm just gonna say anyways because it's not like, it's not like Charles Gray is like, dang, I gotta tune into Mistresses of Mayhem tonight. There's
maybe you don't know his life.
Do you know the scene?
We have no viewers right now, so you're safe for now.
Yeah. There's a scene where Lady Gaga rapes a guy.
Right.
And rumor has it that there was a girl asked in auditions, comfortable showing her midriff, which does happen in that scene, and simulating a sexual act. And she has been cast in the code name that we all assume to be American Horror Story. So I'm very interested to see if they're going to go much harder and edgier than they did last year. Okay, so I loved the house last year, obviously. I don't even think that's a fucking question at this point.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
But really tame. And I don't mean in the scares, I mean in the content. Because if you watch American Horror Story, it's like if not like, it is two incredibly kinky gay men writing a horror show. And that's exactly what it is. And a lot of that, like messed up sex, it was just not there. There were no blood orgies in Hotel, which I found very disappointing. There were blood orgies after hours, but not on set, which is a real pity.
More blood orgies. Where are they?
Yeah, that was my question. I walked through the house the first night during rehearsal, and I was like, well, that fucking sucked. I didn't see a single blood orgy. So, but I'm hoping that if they go, well, I have a feeling they're going to go edgier this year, and then someone's going to complain, and it's all going to go away anyways.
Yeah, we were actually just talking about that specifically. Like kind of in reference to the Shining house, because I was talking about the bathtub lady.
Yes, titties.
Titties out for Horror Nights.
I tweeted Horror Nights the day they announced it, and I said I demand an actual naked old lady in full body prosthetics. And I didn't get a response, which I'm pretty upset about. I thought they were just going to be like, yeah.
Sure.
Matt Moore was going to be like, hell yeah, Mills.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I want. Like, bring in one of the ladies who play the storyteller, or one of the old Moiras from Horror Story. Like,
yes.
we have at least 3 old ladies that work for Horror Nights.
That's amazing.
There's actually so our cast A old lady, she was one of the storytellers from 25, and then the other storyteller from 25 was Mother in Survive or Die. So fun facts about where people ended up.
Honestly,
I thought you meant Norman Bates' mom.
Oh, I know. I think about Norman Bates a lot.
As someone who didn't get to walk through American Horror Story in person, I just assumed they did a really good job with old age makeup. That's awesome.
No, okay.
Actually, that
so
age.
let me shout out to her. Her name was we called her Miss Charlotte, exclusively. Nobody ever referred to her as anything else. She was 70 years old.
Oh my goodness!
And she won the award for hitting her trigger more times than anybody else in the entire house. She would do her scare upwards of 4,000 times a night.
Holy shit! God.
I'm not even kidding. People thought that her scare was on an automatic loop because of how frequently she did it. And her reasoning was, well, I can't see out of my boo hole, so I better just keep doing it even if nobody's there, because what if they are there? And I was like, that is such unbelievable dedication. If I see like a single funny thing, I go run into someone else's boo hole and laugh about it. And she's like, no, I am going to be the very best.
that no one ever was.
No old lady ever was.
That
She was
is
incredible. And then on top of all that, we would do potlucks every Sunday. And she
So
would always bring
cute.
the most incredible like handmade hors d'oeuvres. Oh, they were all themed too. It was so fun. We did an American Horror Story themed potluck. We did an Exorcist themed potluck, etc. Anyways, so she would come and she would bring these enormous platters of beautiful homemade hors d'oeuvres. Now she's dressed head to toe as a maid. She would walk. This is the honest to God truth. She would walk to every single person in the soundstage. So that would be everyone in Ghost Town, everyone in Walking Dead, everyone in AHS, everyone in Exorcist, and explain to them what was on the tray and offer it to them as a maid. And I was like, this is the height of luxury.
that is amazing.
She was seriously a blessing. Like everybody absolutely adored her, and she was so funny. One night we were doing a cast meeting. I'm sorry, I have to talk about her again. We were doing a cast meeting, and her scene got scene of the week, and I got to think of how it was worded. Our assistant stage manager said something about like old Moira and sexy Moira. And Miss Charlotte piped up and she said, "Don't you mean sexy Moira and young Moira?" And I was like, yes! Like, she was great. She would pretend to be the sexy maid sometimes. I lived for her. She does theater elsewhere in Orlando. She's just like a wonderful person. Actual old lady. Shout out. Love her.
That's amazing.
Yes. She
that was worth the derail. I love it.
She's been recast this year, by the way. I don't remember where she is, but she's coming back, which makes me very happy. It amazes me that there are 20-year-olds who cannot keep up the way she can. Like, I hope I'm in that good of health when I'm like 25.
You're gonna die.
Yeah. This is just me throwing out speculation. Maybe she's the older like matriarch of like the cannibal family in Roanoke.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
I am terrified of those cannibals.
Believe she's been I think she's in a street. I could be mistaken, but these I don't remember.
Okay, I didn't know if you
Streets started getting cast first. New York got their emails before anybody. Shout out to my Edward Mordrake. He's in New York in the scary.
Oh, I follow him on Twitter. He's a real sweetie.
Yes, please. He's a bearded prince. He's an angel.
He's so entertaining. I love hearing his pirate stories.
Oh yeah, he at Pirates is so great. It's just wonderful. Like Gerardo is a gift upon humanity. He is when he was asked what his dream role was at auditions 2 years ago, he was like, I want to be a killer mermaid, and everybody loved it. So it was great. I was really salty that the question this year was not what is your dream role, because I was completely prepared to say the usher. That would be really funny.
Yes.
I was really mad. The question at reunions was who's your favorite horror villain? And if I were being completely honest, I would have said Norman Bates, but I am a disgusting, pathetic suck-up, and so I was like, in these words, my boy Paolo Ravinsky, aka the director. That is verbatim what I said. After Nico,
Melody, I hate you.
I probably would have said something along the lines of like SpongeBob.
Yeah, that's it.
That's my friend Kelly, whose house I'm on the way to. She was an Exorcist last year. She was asked her group was asked, what are you the least afraid of? And all of the answers were taken. She stepped forward. She said, my name is Kelly. My name is Kelly. This is bad.
Hi, Kelly.
My name is Kelly and Potato. And then she stepped back. That was her audition cap. And if that is not proof that they don't give a fuck what you say, I don't know what it is.
Oh my god.
So there's my stories in that regard for the night. We can move on to actual topics that we care about.
Yeah, sorry. I know we're all kind of on a time crunch, so. Mm-hmm. All right, so The Shining, we've already talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
Into.
So I just want to say how ironic it was that they announced The Shining the day.
Yeah, well, you were basically there.
Yeah, I was snowed in Estes Park, which is like minutes away from the Stanley Hotel, which is the actual hotel he based the Overlook on.
Yeah, which is amazing. That's like
I was like,
so crazy.
What kind of coincidence is this?
They were going to kill you.
They like HHN was following what you were doing on Twitter, Instagram book, whatever.
Apparently.
And they're like, dang, we're doing this right now. Twitstagram book. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Okay.
That's just like all the social medias in one.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it was just for you, clearly.
Especially because they should have announced it 3 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
They knew.
Can we talk about that level of bullshit? Like, announcement coming very soon. 3 weeks wait, like it's 3 weeks later, and it's like.
Was it 3 weeks? Like on the dot?
No, my favorite was they tweeted that, and then like 2 days later, in case you missed it, American Horror Story is still coming.
Exactly.
Still coming.
And it's like, cool. We knew this last year too. Can we have an actual announcement instead of just like confirmation bias? That would be cool.
I know. This year has felt just so slow because of Volcano Bay, probably, but
yeah. Oh, we're not
gonna talk about Volcano Bay. We're not gonna do it.
What even is that thing?
No.
I don't know. Okay, so The Shining.
Let's move on.
my scene that I really want to see is the bathtub, of course.
In the Shinshin.
That's just the most easy for me. I obviously would love to see the blood elevator, but I don't know how that's gonna happen.
Blood elevator.
Was the blood elevator in the promo video?
I thought it was.
Yeah, it was.
Because so pretty much the rule of thumb, as I have now seen it, is that if it's in the promo video, it's going to be in the house somehow. So I do think the blood elevator is coming. I think it's going to be a screen or a projection of some sort, but I do think it's going to be there. Which is cool. I'm happy that they're at least going to try. I don't know. I went on kind of a rant in like the big Facebook group in the comments section the other day about how The Shining, like American Horror Story, will not be scary. It is porn for fans of the source material, above all else. And I firmly believe that's what Shining will be this year. It is an opportunity for people like me who have dissected that movie for a very long time to actually exist in it. And it's not scary because of the scares. It is scary because you carry the anxiety from the source material with you into the house, which is at least, I mean, when I hear that music, I associate the feelings from the film with it. Now, will other people be able to do that? No. Is this the best strategy? No. Do I give a fuck? No.
A lot of concerns about The Shining as like a house, just because like I don't know how scary it's gonna be, to be honest, because a lot of the film is so based. I just watched it with my brother the other night. He'd never seen it.
Okay. As far as scenes that are going to be in there that I know for a fact, I know that Hollerin.
I don't know how that's going to relate to like a 4-minute experience.
Yeah.
I think it's a good
4-minute experience.
I feel like it's going to feel almost more like an interactive walkthrough than anything. I don't think it's going to be very scary, especially because part of the beauty in that movie, in my opinion, is that it is very brightly lit throughout most of it. There's very, very little is left in the shadow until you get into the hedge maze at the very end. So I honestly hope for a brightly lit house. I hope the whole thing looks like the very first room of Hotel last year with Gaga in the elevator, with the whole Art Deco brightly lit, mild fog. I think it's going to look amazing.
Can we have Lady Gaga playing Danny?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please.
Girl,
in the elevator?
I will say, I'm excited to see the twins. I would love to see the twins.
Of course.
Yes. I'm excited for that,
of course.
too.
Freddy versus Jason twin recast.
Exactly.
You're right.
It'll either be that. I feel like it's probably going to end up being a couple of Exorcist girls, because I think really that the true achievement in Exorcist was finding such a large group of women over 18 who look that young. And in fact, most of them were over the age of 20. Most of the Reagans were older than me. In fact, almost all of the Reagans were older than me, except one or two. So they have a very large pool of very small people to choose from. And so I think they're not going to have a struggle with the girls, with the sisters. I think the Dannys are going to be a lot harder, because Danny is like a child. Like he's
10.
He's very small. I think the way they're going to be able to get away with it.
Not having, thinking about American Horror Story, the boys in Murder House, I wasn't convinced.
Troy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Though then again, you know who else is 10?
Shut up about him. He was literally perfect. My favorite thing is that, okay, everybody recognized who he was, but they didn't know his name, so they'd point to him and be like, oh, it's that boy! And he'd walk in, I'd be like, oh shit, what up? And he'd be like,
oh my gosh.
It was very funny. I keep needing to Photoshop his head onto that board, but I have not gotten to it.
I will do it.
So, I'm going to do it. I just haven't done it yet. It'll be a gift for him. He is out seeing Pheromone tonight at Southern Nights.
So jealous.
I wanted to go see her so badly, but I was like, I can go drink at Trader Sam's or go see Pheromone. And I was like, I'm going to pick Trader Sam's. Farrah will be back.
Oh my gosh, I just missed Sasha Velour like 2 hours away, and I was so mad.
Oh, I love her so much.
She's my pick to win. I think she's gonna win it.
Yeah.
What did I say? We were gonna talk about Drag Race.
I knew it.
Completely off topic.
I called it. I literally called it. I think it's in like our episode description for tonight. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna talk about Drag Race tonight.
I'd like to keep it on, please.
No, go back to The Shining. I need Danny. Should we just cast Danny's as dogs, and they just wear the masks faces, and then they're small enough to be small children, little
Hi,
Yorkies.
I'm the black wall that John Murdy calls Phoenix, Trixie Mattel. That was so funny. Did anybody hear that?
Oh my god.
And I'm the wallpaper bush that John Murdy also thinks matters.
Just evolving.
Yes. Shining, other shining things. I want that
To me, Melody
dog to be,
just try to be cut.
I want that. What?
What?
I want that dog to actually be giving him a blowjob. I want realism.
I have to leave. Goodbye.
No, you get your ass back in here. I've read the book. That is what's happening. Okay, this is not just me being a weird furry, which I'm not. Disclaimer. But if I was Trixie from the, I'm literally not a furry. I promise. I promise.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Discriminating against furries. I would never be one. Anyways, no, I want that scene. I want them to do the. Oh my god, what if that's the scene for the girl that was asked to do a sexual situation?
Oh, there's no midriff in that scene.
It's gonna be a crop top fursuit.
No, get out.
He's gonna be in the crop top and he's gonna lean up and be like, girl, and then go back down on him. It's gonna be great. Ouch. So,
oh my god.
Shining is gonna be great. I'm excited for all of the Daddy Nicholsons.
Get those fathers.
Yeah, Daddy. It's gotta be that word. It holds a very different weight.
Ew.
Please, whenever Mike Aiello would come through the house, we would all be like, Daddy! And he loved it, so.
Okay.
He loved it. Shut
Oh
up.
boy. That's wild.
Okay, so other shining. Does anybody else have shining things? Because I could talk about it all day, and I need to.
I think my connection is going bad.
Oh no.
What?
Oh god.
What?
She's gone.
Who's gone?
Lady Luck.
Ah!
Oh. Yeah, like it says we're still alive.
I don't know how we're still alive.
I don't know
We're
either.
a professional podcast.
Someday we'll actually have recording
alive,
material.
So let's keep talking like it didn't even happen. Nobody's gonna notice because nobody's gonna listen.
No, literally no one is noticing right now.
See, I'm so happy we can joke about this because on the other podcast I do, I love making jokes about how nobody cares. And the guy who runs it gets really upset. He gets really triggered when I say that nobody's listening, even though it literally says 0 listeners. And then on here I could be like, nobody cares, and we're all like, yeah.
Let's work for us. Woohoo!
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't know, Shining is just gonna be so pretty. And the other thing, it has to be in a soundstage because you have to have that height. The Colorado Ballroom is like 3 stories tall. You have to have that. You can't put this in a tent. You can't put it in Shrek. You have to put it somewhere where you have that big ass 3,000 foot.
She's back!
She's back! Yay!
I made it.
You're not dead.
Welcome back.
I'm so sorry. I literally had.
We're so worried.
Colorado Ballroom is
Fucking
to be inside of Shrek. That's accurate to what happened when you were gone, I think.
By the way, Darcy, I'm on my way to your future apartment complex.
Sweet.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Don't say what it is though, because we need to not get stalked.
As we speak.
Yeah. No addresses.
Volcano Bay.
Okay.
I feel like at the beginning we all decided we weren't going to talk about any of the stuff that's open this week, and we've already talked about 2 out of 3 of them.
Yeah,
yes.
all of it.
Insert breakout reference.
These things are all connected in the great circle of theme parks. So.
Yeah. So a couple more things before we finish up for the night.
Yes. We are things.
Icon rumors from our good friend the Twitter demon.
Oh yeah.
So all kinds of weirdness about Cindy.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
I really hope she's the icon, just because then it'd be hilarious that I accidentally predicted the next year's icon 2 years in a row with my Halloween costume.
That's
That'd be
true. That
true.
would be amazing.
Because I
Chance
accidentally
the year before.
predicted Chance.
Yeah, and then this year you were Cindy, so that would be pretty incredible.
Already planning my 2019 Terra Queen costume.
Yes.
Use your power for good, Darcy.
Give her to me. Yeah, I hope we get an icon at this point. Because, see, we had the announcement for Chance the week before reunion auditions last year. Reunion auditions
was in June.
Yeah, Chance was in June.
Yeah, because I remember I screamed in a Chick-fil-A when they announced her.
I screamed in a Chinese restaurant.
It was Exorcist that was right before reunions. It was Chance that was right before normal auditions.
Which is still happening pretty soon.
I really hope, because normal auditions are in, they're on June 14th.
Yeah, 14th and 27th so far.
I don't do that stuff. I don't care. I'm a veteran.
You weirdo.
Of one whole year.
How exciting.
I know, right? I'm obviously
really old.
Probably my last year too, so once they're done with me as Kathy Bates, what are they going to do with me?
They'll just keep being Kathy Bates forever, Melody.
You'll just be Kathy Bates in every house in Scare Zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be great when they build that Titanic house, and I can be Kathy Bates. Actually, that was one of my favorite moments last year.
Sci-fi TV movie version of Alice in Wonderland.
Oh my God, yes. No, there was this really wonderful middle-aged gay man who came through the house last year, and two middle-aged gay men who both did very different funny things on different nights. One, I loved you in Titanic. Wow, thank you. That was a very strange thing to say. And then another
That's amazing.
Took my hand and said, Miss Bates, I love your work. $10 an hour. It's great. Literally, the best demographic of people to scare are middle-aged gay men, because they get very scared, but they never hit back, and they always have something funny to say afterwards. They're the best.
Man, and I just got groped and shot in the face.
You're welcome.
That's not.
If you're pretending like you didn't enjoy that,
I did enjoy it.
Exactly. I knew you were into that kind of thing.
I was the bearded woman for a night.
She was, yes. Connie is my queen. Connie came through the house with a beard on.
Beautiful.
That's the best thing.
It was one of the happiest moments of my life, and I'll never forget Gerardo literally grabbing me and dragging me. So sometimes, if Gerardo had something to say to me, he would come out to do his scare, but instead of letting me hit my trigger, he would just grab me by the wrist and pull me back into his boo hole with him. And he did that, and he was like, Melody, did you know her? And I was like, yes, I promise she's not just a psycho fan. She's a psycho friend.
Yes.
So,
Ooh.
Okay, so what other morning's topics are there? So we stop.
Can we have an Addams Family house?
Yes. I volunteer as Wednesday Addams.
Yes.
Can Addams Family replace Bill and Ted, honestly?
Yes.
I'm really torn as to whether or not to audition for Bill and Ted this year. It's like I want to, but also if I were to get cast, which the chances are incredibly, incredibly slim, it would be as a swing, which means I would never know when it was going to work, and I don't know if they would let me do, I don't know. I would never get cast anyways, but I'm tempted to audition.
Yeah.
I went to audition as McCarthy as Sean Spicer.
Oh, yes.
And I want to walk in with a bush in front of me and then just squat behind it and start my monologue. I think that'd be really funny.
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be fun. But I don't know. I'm just whatever. Bill and Ted is big.
One of the other things on my notes that we probably should talk about really quick. The Conjuring is tied up in some sort of lawsuit right now that might prevent it from being a Horror Nights house.
Which is
ever or
that would be such a
this
great
year?
house.
At least.
And also, Mike really wants to do that as a house. He straight up told me that.
Yeah, he does. That's one of the few things that he has specifically by name said that he really wants to do.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of people are speculating that was originally on the bill, and now we don't know what to do with it. So,
if anything, I think they're going to cut Insidious because they moved Chapter 4 back to January.
I don't think Insidious.
I wrote that down. They moved Chapter 4 back to January. Yeah.
Wait,
I'm not gonna say the things that I know. I shouldn't say that.
Okay.
Don't get
in trouble.
fired.
Well,
yeah.
Before you.
So I did write that down about the Conjuring getting moved back. A couple of things that people are talking about to replace it are our good old standby, The Walking Dead. Ugh. I'll cry. I will cry.
I will just go through the entire house with both middle fingers up.
Oh, don't do that.
Can we do that together?
Do that to them, because last
Join
year
me.
everybody in The Walking Dead were
Flip off
assholes.
everything but the actors.
Right, of course.
The actors are just kind of there.
No, the actors were rude last year because we were all in the same soundstage for break, and they would just go off in the corner and not talk to anybody. Well, us to do karaoke. So like, why aren't you guys as cool? The guys from
They were
Ghost
having existential crises. Don't blame
Were they just
them.
mad because they were
Method
mocking
acting.
They didn't do karaoke too much either, but they were really
Method
cool.
acting.
Being
They're all
zombie. They were
John
literally all
Leto.
on their phones. We would make zombie jokes all the time because they were just buried in their phones all night long. But yeah, I don't know.
And we already discussed my Twitter thing with the Ifrit today about the Voodoo Queen. I don't know if you guys.
I think he's full of shit.
Fire.
I think he's full of shit right now.
I think he is, because I've been talking to a lot of other people about it, and they say he's been full of shit for years.
Oh, okay.
So,
it was still weird that I guessed it correctly because there's a lot of queens you could fall back on for horror nights, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
I can't see them doing like a voodoo scare zone again or a voodoo house with Coven right there.
that would be that would be a little excessive, because I mean, you know, even just based on the video that like there's Papa Legbo and what's her name, Marie Laveau, like they're both featured in the video. I know they're both going to be in the house. There's so much witchcraft that'll be going on in AHS this year. I don't think we need no more witchcraft.
Yeah, I mean, especially because they've already really given a lot of the voodoo aesthetic kind of has the scarier moments that aren't kind of the witchy teen drama in Coven.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Coven is such a bitchy season. I'm so excited.
I love Coven. It's my favorite. So I'm really excited to see that scary side brought out of it, but also the bitchy girls, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
I was
Also,
my weave was continually
bitchy
smashed
girls
during
will
Coven.
actually be bitchy.
What?
My
I'm
weave.
slightly concerned that the bitchy girls will actually be bitchy.
Oh yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah, there was a girl last year who she's been convinced for a while that she is an absolute flawless dead ringer for what's her name that plays Madison Montgomery, the extra bitch.
Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
she doesn't look a goddamn thing like her, but she always thinks she literally dressed as a Chanel to our first rehearsal, which was very embarrassing.
Oh,
That
good.
For me at least. I was looking at her and I was like, ooh. Anyways, so she wasn't cast this year, so I'm very curious to see what comes
That
of
is
that.
spicy. But from what you said, a lot of people weren't cast as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah, this was Audition Gate 2K17. This was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Over half of the people that showed up to reunions were turned away. But at the same time, they were all told to, first off, not to come back to normal auditions, which some people used to do. Like in previous years, it's been very common to not get cast in reunions, come back to. But they're telling people not to do that this year, and that they just have everybody's information. And so what I think is happening is so in previous years, the way that they cast is very like if you fit, you're in. There was no we'll wait and see if someone is better. It was if you even remotely fit the role, we are putting you in it, so that we don't fuck around and miss a good opportunity. I think they have changed this year because the panel of people doing casting has changed. I'm not going to say whether it's for better or for worse. It's just different. And I have a feeling that what they are doing is setting a lot of people aside and waiting to see who comes generals. And then they will send out emails after. I think a lot of the really valued characters who were turned away this year will get cast, but they're going to get cast way closer to the event. So like Gerardo in previous years has been told, just check your email, and then he got cast a week before the event started. And that happens all the time. And I have a feeling that's going to happen on a much larger scale this year, which is really aggravating because it means that people who have other jobs and things can't really plan around them as well for horror nights, but it is what it is. It's not going to affect me directly. My other job is super chill. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see what the final outcome is, because there were people who, and I know that there is no seniority in horror nights. There are no special privileges no matter how long you've been doing it. But nobody can deny that people who are coming up on their 10th year, people kind of respect that.
Yeah.
There were multiple people who this would have been their 10th year at HHN and they were turned away.
Damn.
Wow.
So sad.
It was. We were all pretty shooketh. I don't know. I'm very, and just the process in general was different this year. First off, they get behind, which they always get behind, but it was crazy. Auditions were going on until like 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
That happens in any audition.
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. Like, it happens every year. But this year it was pretty bad. Back when you didn't used to have to make an appointment, auditions would go on literally through the night until HR would open up again the next day until like 6 a.m.
Oh, wow.
And now they have to do an appointment. What happened, I was in the very first group, and we got behind. We were 20 minutes late getting in. And so then it just continues to compound upon itself. And then on top of that, we were 20 minutes late to get in. And then we had to stand outside in the sun for 40 minutes while they picked. And the other thing that was crazy, every single person in the very first group that I was in got it. Like, it wasn't Charles, after we all did our thing, he said, well, he literally winked and said, I think most of you got it. And it was like the most obvious thing in the world that we all got it. For the entire rest of the day, normally over half of every single group was cut. No other group had everybody get cast, which is very interesting. I wonder if maybe they were just excited that we were the first ones. I don't know. But the process in general, so the way that it worked, is it's worked in previous years, is you stand in the hall, they tell you who the judges are going to be, they take you across the street into the audition hall, you do the thing, name, favorite, whatever. Then you go stand outside, they choose, they might call a couple people back in for questions, they did for us, which they asked a couple guys if they could be shirtless, a couple guys if they would be bald.
And the guys are like, no, I don't want to be shirtless.
Yeah.
Don't cast
some people
me.
say that. Some people are not comfortable with it. I would be. I'm like, oh, why don't they want to see me shirtless? But yeah, they did something slightly differently. They had, instead of calling people in individually to ask if they could work without their glasses, they just did a hand raise in the big group, which was much smarter. But then normally what they would do is they would literally give you your yeses and nos standing outside. The no's get called, like they'll call a bunch of numbers, the no's walk away, they tell them, hey, sorry, or maybe like try again or whatever. And then they tell the rest of us yes. Instead, they took our whole group back inside to the normal room, and they set up this weird row of chairs for us all to sit in. And so we're waiting, and then they still don't tell us. And finally, they take us back into another room. And the lady was like, oh, well, some of you got it and some of you didn't. And we were all like, what? And then she was like, I'm just kidding. And we all got it. But it was just very weird that they transported us around to like 3 or 4 different places before they actually gave us an answer. And I did not hear that same story. Yeah, it was very weird. And I did not hear that same story from other people. I'm very, very interested to see how general auditions go, because clearly just something about the format has changed. And it's not just the people, because they're literally doing it differently. And I really want to know why, and I want to know what the final outcome is going to be. Like, what's the end game here? Look like this year, with so many recognizable people probably not there. And then just this general just shift in stuff. People have moved around. People are working with Horror Nights that have never worked with Horror Nights before. A lot of old people have moved away. Like it's a different year. 27 is shaping up to be different, and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet.
Yeah, we talked about that. It feels very different this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some things to worry about, but I'm going to be optimistic, right? You got to stay optimistic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to have the time of my life no matter what.
And I'm going to...
If I could enjoy the year where everything is Walking Dead.
Oh, completely.
If I could manage to enjoy that year, I'm sure I can enjoy this.
Yes, I believe. Oh, yeah. Well, because already we have 2 amazing things announced. We know. I think Bill and Ted is going to be pretty fire this year, because this was one hell of a year already, and we're not even close to done.
Right, yeah.
We all know that Donald Trump is going to be the villain. He has to be.
And see, that was my thing with Bill and Ted last year, was so much of it was like Pokemon Go and stuff that was outdated by the time the event closed.
Yeah.
That was annoying. It wasn't very funny. Like, yeah, we get it. It's funny when you say Jigglypuff and orgy in the same sentence, but like, other than that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, couple more house ideas that have been thrown around. Obviously, Universal is trying to reboot their classic monsters with the Mummy.
Yeah.
People are saying we could see a Mummy house, and I think that's bullshit.
Yeah,
I think it's an abomination, but I will support Sophia Boutella in anything she's in.
Honest to God, the way they got me to be interested in it was they said there was a Creature from the Black Lagoon reference. You guys, I wanted to hear
like, remind me to tell you guys something about this Mummy movie because I have something very important to tell you all about it.
When we're off air?
Yeah, off air.
Okay.
Um,
Which will be soon. I'm trying to wind it down. So, Saw is very much still on the list in terms of speculation. I think that's a good bet. Thank you. Illustrated voices.
Saw.
I'll explain when we're off air.
Some crazy fans, and I think this is mostly wishful thinking. Some crazy fans are saying Gothic and Catacombs crossover, and I'm like,
I wish.
I wish.
One of the two originals I want to see again is Gothic, because I missed it.
Absolutely, that's one of my favorites.
The other one is Blood and Guts.
I don't know, like maybe a Catacombs Gothic crossover.
They're just trying to get all their originals in while they can.
I mean, is it really original if they've done it before?
I'll take it. I mean, are we going to pass up the chance to see Blood and Guts again in the future?
That was a
God,
very
no.
good point.
As long as it's not, the weird Blood and Guts trick or treat thing.
No,
Are you kidding?
it's just for real, not a dream.
Hashtag not a dream, just for real.
Scarecrows and pumpkins? Like, come on.
Monsters and Rhonda in a witch costume.
Please make it come to the event. Please make it come. Please.
Not a dream, just for real.
Not a dream, just for real.
Wait, what's the other one?
Honestly, it's my favorite Twitter account. I've never seen anything so pathetic in my life.
I block him and then I log out and look at his account.
No, I can't block him. I just can't. It's too good. Did you see his interaction with Legacy the other day? It was so funny. They tweeted something and then he responded with his usual, Blood and Guts Sam trick or treat bullshit. And then they said, I don't think that's a possibility. And then he continued to tweet them for like another 8 tweets, and they responded with literally the same sentence every single time. I don't think that's a possibility.
Wild.
And he kept responding.
My favorite thing that he's done is on the Helene H. Carey tweet, he did his whole pitch, like over 12 tweets, and said thank you at the end.
I've been following him. I think he just copies and pastes what he says to everyone. He just changes the...
You're all forgetting the true winner. But the bad news is we won't know unless it might.
He's right here. Look at him.
Oh, gosh.
I love it. I love how many living memes there are in the Horror Nights fan base. And good, and I mean,
I think he says he's right
here.
Is a very good. They posted a picture of him.
What was that?
What?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Our Lady of Luck, where has she gone? Oh no, Potato.
She's dead, Jim.
Oh God.
How can we possibly wind up this podcast without our hostess?
With the
I'm working on it.
Are you still alive?
All right. Every time I try to plug in my computer to charge, it doesn't want to cooperate with me.
Oh my God.
Like it doesn't like to stream while I'm charging it, so that's really difficult. So I'm gonna try and wrap this up because I'm like walking around in my hallway. Yeah, I think that's about everything on my notes. So we made it through all that.
Yes.
I'm very anxiously awaiting the next announcement. I'm gonna take a swing and say it's gonna be within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Auditions happen, which I know is coincidence, but it tends to happen. So
yeah.
I think that'll
if it's an icon announcement, I'll lose my mind. So
yeah, we'll
gotta go to another Chick-fil-A just to scream again.
I gotta get to my Chinese bistro.
The
so
person
good.
I called in excitement after the icon announcement last year turned out to be crazy.
Ooh, Lord.
Ooh. Oh, you mean
wild.
Wild.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this episode. Who has a Steve Buscemi joke, honestly? Can we close out with Steve?
I have a joke about Steve Buscemi.
Do you think the reason that God stays up in heaven is because he lives in fear of what he created?
You mean the best line in the best movie ever made?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I had to watch Spy Kids 2
shit.
2 days ago.
Spy Kids confirmed. Horror Nights 27.
You're right. That's it. Spy Kids confirmed.
That's the hashtag we're gonna bring back to Twitter.
That's going in my Twitter.
Not a dream, just for real.
I think the Spy Kids house is going to be one of the most intense of all time.
I would agree.
I think they're actually going to push you down a volcano.
I think they're actually gonna get Elijah Wood to do a cameo every night.
Yes.
That's it.
But he's not going to be his character. No, he's going to be someone else.
To do it.
He'll just
Every
be
night.
Elijah Wood.
He's somebody else.
Every night.
All
I
right,
feel like
well, I
Elijah
think-
Wood is the kind of guy that would really enjoy being his character, though.
Oh, he totally would. He's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how I know this. I just know.
I mean, all you have to do is look at what he's done since Lord of the Rings to know that he's weird.
I watched every
Mhm.
season of Wilfred as it aired.
That's exactly what I was referring to.
That show is my jam. I love it. All right, well, I think
Well-
that does it for this episode of Mistresses of Mayhem. We've Buscemi'd and it's all great. So until next time,
Hopefully there won't be 4 months between this episode and the next one.
Drew.
Okay.
Podcast live at HHN 27.
Oh my
Okay.
god, yes.
Hey, I swear to God, the stop broadcast button was just right here.
What?
You can never
I barely
escape.
got this to work.
Yeah, we're never getting out of this.
So we'll just have to
We're just gonna
podcast
be live
forever. Oh no.
Oh no.
Podcast
Yes, and it's
with
time
us,
for me to tell some
Danny.
sex stories.
Forever and ever.
You know what? You're gonna be okay. What if? Yes. What if it just
Oh,
keeps
continues.
recording?
It's not awkward.
What?
What if we all just leave to be able to make a new
Would
call?
that do it?
That would probably
I
work.
don't know. Last time our hostess left, it was kept being live.
So would it
But
just
if
be
our
never-ending
leader's not there.
silence?
We can never leave.
Maybe. Lord,
You can check out every time you like.
that hotel vibe.
Here's what we do: we smash our phones.
You're right.
I'm on my computer.
Well, you know what? Even if we are still on air, I'm going through the Wendy's drive-through. So
All right,
You have
Do
fun
it.
with that.
let's spill our deepest, darkest secrets in the Twitter.
I will, but first,
I
The
only like to
Wendy's.
have sex with men that remind me of my dad.
All right, I'm gonna leave the call. Good night, everybody.
okay.
Okay, well, let's all leave and then build a new.
Bye.
Steve.